Strode and welcome to Straightforward. I am having a visit today with our amazing community advocate, Diane Pope, who is the CEO of Autism Hope. Diane, you have been in this fight for a very long time, and recently we were at Recovery on the River, and I was sharing with some of the counselors that I know that work with mental health, drug recovery, and some other community foster kids and things like that, other community programs, that we actually have people with dual diagnosis.
Yes.
And when we don't deal with both things, then we just kind of stay on this carousel because we need to address those things.
Yeah.
And of course, I was bragging about you when you walked over and said, Diane can do what? And I was telling them that you understood the IEP process. And we assume that all families, we do assume that people know. But people don't know what they don't know.
No.
And so you learned by trial and error as a mother. And of course, our amazing son is graduate of Columbus State University. He's driving a car. He owns several businesses. He's doing research. He's got all these credentials. He's got more credentials than you now. You're going to have to catch up. You have been his advocate. He's constantly learning.
And he has a thirst for it too.
Right, and it's good stuff though.
Yeah.
And that's what I tell you. You said, well, now he's just got this other certification and he wants to do some research on that. And what did I say? I said, as long as he's not on the street doing anything illegal, we can go with that.
Really?
Yeah, because that's all constructive stuff.
Yes.
Yeah, and so for the resources for the families, you have a lot of things that you do which are at no cost. You are a nonprofit. You've been doing this a long time, which is a work, and it's a thankless job, but I do appreciate what you do. But I just wanted you to share. I know we've had some changes, unfortunately, on many levels in terms of leadership and funding. But I want you to share those tidbits to the young parents that might not know. What resources are there to help their children?
Well, if they're in school, they need an IEP.
Okay. If they're in school, they need an IEP.
Yeah. And
Okay.
sometimes the school will try and talk them into doing a 504 instead, but it doesn't cover some of the issues that the kids with autism have. So they need the actual IEP.
Okay. So I'm going to need you to speak a little louder because that's
Sorry.
that soft English accent. Okay. So sometimes parents are being encouraged to get the 504.
Yeah.
So what does the 504 do that's different from the IEP?
It doesn't have as many tools to help the kids with with autism. And an IEP is an individual education plan.
Okay, the individual education plan. So our children that are on the autism spectrum, the IEP better serves them than the 504 because it provides more resources.
It just different, slight differences that are just more helpful.
To address the autism versus the other exceptionalities.
Yeah. Because, sometimes our kids get into trouble for behaviors.
Okay.
They'll get...
That's the kids on the spectrum.
Yes.
Okay.
Our kids, I say.
Okay.
They'll, and they'll be suspended.
Okay.
But they're not, and it should be in their IEP that they can't be suspended for anything to do with their disability.
Okay, see, I didn't know that. So if they have it documented that they're on the autism spectrum.
No, that's not enough. You've got to actually specify that, my kid does so-and-so, which is, going to be in question with the school district, and that they can't be suspended for that behavior.
Oh, so it has to be clearly spelled out.
You have to spell everything out.
So
yes.
If I'm overactive and I'm not sitting in my chair because you want me to sit there for a whole hour, which is hard for just old people. Anybody. Right. So, and then I'm not focused or I'm talking too much or they're labeling me as being disruptive. That needs to be clearly laid out in my individual education plan.
Yeah.
So that I'm not getting suspended, kicked out of class, put in ISS.
Right, because, sometimes the parents are being called every day.
And you said you had to quit your job.
I couldn't work. I didn't know when I was going to have to go get him, you know.
Right.
And plus, I needed to be at the school as much as possible with any activities that were going on to sort of guide things, if you like. But parents don't understand that if they're called, they need to say, is my child being suspended? Because if they're not being suspended, there's no documentation.
Ah.
So 6 months later, you can go back to the school and say, oh, you know, well, we've had all these problems. You've been calling me every day.
Right.
No record.
Ah, so you have to make sure
Yeah.
everything is documented.
Yes.
As we say in the neighborhood, a paper trail.
Yes.
And so if they're not getting suspended, what you're saying, if they just call, then there is no record. And then you get down the road and it's this big brouhaha.
Yeah.
And then there's nothing to back up.
Right. Because if there's a lot of behaviors, then you can ask for something called a BIP.
Okay.
Which is something for the behaviors. It's a behavior plan.
What is it called? A little louder.
A BIP.
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 A
Yes.
BIP.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
So, and what it does, it lays out, if you've got a certain behavior going on, this is the steps that the school needs to take for that behavior. Whether it's taking them out of the room, giving them some quiet time or whatever. No, because you don't want confrontation. But they don't want to give you one of those because they've got to get someone in and pay them
Extra staff
to do it. Then, and you don't have a record of why you're asking, then you're not going to get it.
Okay. So, for our parents, and I'm just learning something, and I was an old social worker, if our children are on the spectrum, we need the IEP, which is an individualized education plan. And we should be pushing for, based on our children's behavior, the BIP, the BIP, which is a behavior plan, which also is an additional safety net. So they don't just get kicked out of school, put in school suspension, and put out of school suspension.
And now they don't all have behaviors, but for the ones that do.
Right.
And sometimes those behaviors are triggered by what's going on in the classroom. Like, you know, every day at 11 o'clock they start doing math.
Right.
But they don't like it. The kid doesn't like it, so
they have anxiety.
And, you know, and then the teacher's like, okay, out of here.
And they just kick them out.
And so every day they're going home at 11 o'clock.
Ah, okay. So that's identified behavior in a routine, and it's a trigger.
Right.
So the math. See, I'm learning more, and every time I sit with you, I learn more. Well, what we're going to do is go to our first break, to our sponsors. We'll be right back. We'll be right back after a word.
Straightforward is brought to you by State Senator Ed Harbison, serving the citizens of Georgia's 15th Senatorial District and on the front lines for veterans every day. Progressive Funeral Home, family owned and operated since 1952. The George Ford legacy of high standards continues today in the compassionate and professional services provided. A touch of dignity for those who care. Progressive Funeral Home, 4235 St. Mary's Road. Trusted by generations. Whole Patient Healthcare. Dr. Jada Rimes-Bacote is board certified in family medicine. She believes the best patient care includes practical, individualized lifestyle changes. Located at 1338 13th Avenue, Columbus, 706-641-2080, or visit wholepatienthealthcare.com. The Framing Factory and Art Gallery for professional framing and decorative art, located in Lake Bottom, 1325 17th Street, or call 706-324-3823.
And welcome back to Straightforward. I am visiting with our autism expert. Mother traveled the journey with her amazing son, Gary, for more than 30 years. Survived teaching him how to drive. Oh. We have a driver's license. We are doing so many great things, and I always like to share his story because I want parents to know when the children are on the spectrum, they can do more than sit on the sofa. You talk about this all the time, playing video games. You actually have a chess club now.
Yes, for teens.
For the young teens. You do a lot of community events with quiet sensory or whatever that is. What is it?
Sensory sensitive.
Sensory sensitive days where they get to go out. You support the parents with Parents Night Out. So the parents can take a break and you all have all these activities for the kids, and that's why people should go to your website and make a donation, because you've been doing this a long time for free. And you have the coffees.
Yep.
And the coffees are?
They're the first and third Tuesday of the month.
First and third Tuesday of the month, and they are free. So that's a time for fellowship and information sharing.
Yeah.
And so is this just for parents with young kids under 18 or any parent?
Any parent, and they can come and they can share, you know, what they've got going on with the other parents that are there, as well as find out what resources are available. So yeah, it's for everybody. Anyone that wants to come. Now, don't ask me where it's going to be next Tuesday, because we've just moved offices and we've got construction going on. So.
Right. So I saw the last one was at Golden Donuts, which was a bad place for me. And when I saw that, I thought, no, I shouldn't go there, because I like the fresh twist donuts. And I've been given instructions by my doctor to lose some weight. But I just want to let you know that I saw it. And I keep up with what you're doing for the community and at no charge. So we've had some changes in leadership in many levels, but there were resources in place, and I always heard you share with parents about the program where there was funding for the special blankets or clothing, which you taught me clothing can be a trigger. So for those of us that can be judgmental sometimes when the kids are in the public having a meltdown, and just because we're senior citizens and everything get on our nerves, we have to understand, no, that could be what it is. So you taught me that the tag in the clothes could be too much, stimulation.
Can drive them crazy.
Right.
So many of us just have to cut all the tags out.
So we cut all the tags out. Well, I hate to say it, but I cut mine out. No, because they scratch.
Yeah.
And then when you sweat, then that doesn't help, and it scratches some more because they're using nylon thread.
Yeah.
And so if you get one with old-fashioned thread, it's not so bothersome. So, but I don't know, I could be on that spectrum. But the spectrum is broad.
Yes, very broad.
Right, so it could look like what?
Well, in fact, I was reading about this the other day because I started thinking about how all this has evolved, how great the numbers are now. And one of the reasons is back in the early 90s, they broadened the diagnostic manual, the tool that they use. Before that, it was the most profound.
Okay.
And everyone thought of autism as like the Rain Man.
Oh, like the Rain Man.
Yeah.
Okay. And that's a movie that people have never seen it. They can go and check it out.
But so that was sort of autism in a box. So when I was first trying to get my son diagnosed, he didn't fall under any of those. And they just said, oh, he's just gifted, put him in the gifted class. I'm like, no, you don't understand.
He was smart at some things, but you saw socially he was
behaviors.
Okay.
Behaviors, yeah. I mean, he could read like a sixth grader, but at 5.
At 5.
At 5. But the thing about it was they added the Asperger's to the manual, to the diagnostic tool that they use. And so that broadened the whole thing. Everyone's saying, why are there so many more now? It's because they broadened what they considered was autism.
Okay.
Now, yes, there's, lots of reasons for it. And everyone's got their own special opinion about what causes it.
Right. Well, I have to ask you as a mother, and we've seen this on the national stage, it was reported that Tylenol caused autism. And you shared with me in a private conversation, and I hate to put you on the spot, you never took Tylenol.
No.
And so your son is on the spectrum, but you told me also he's a mirror of your brother-in-law.
Yeah.
So.
And there's definitely family, there's genetics involved in that case. But I also believe because he was born with 4 holes in his heart and he was on so much medication, that was probably one of the triggers too.
Okay.
But then if he hadn't had all that, he'd be dead.
Exactly.
So-
So keep him alive or whatever.
Right. But the
spectrum and the diagnostic.
it has got broader and broader.
And so I know we had a TV show that showed we had a doctor that was on the spectrum.
yeah, I love
So
that show.
I do too. And then on 90 Day Fiancé, we had a young gentleman from Mobile, Alabama, which is one of the realities, went to Africa and got a wife. But he had a job. No, really, and traveled internationally. So it's not what the media or TV portray all the time. The spectrum is very long and broad, so it can look like what? Where there's nonverbal to brilliance.
Well, no, because some of the ones, I mean, just because they're nonverbal doesn't mean they don't have anything to say. Some of them are brilliant.
Okay, so how do we help them to...
We give them a way to communicate.
Right.
Communication devices.
Okay.
And you know, and that sort of thing, so that they can start to express themselves. But for years, too many were written off because they couldn't speak.
or their delayed speech.
Yes, yes. Some of them, you know, kids on the spectrum don't speak till they're maybe 8 or 9.
Really?
Yeah.
And then what? It's just like
and then
something...
they just take off and
and they talk all the time.
yeah.
Okay, but they're still intellectually, they are growing and learning.
Well, and that's the other thing, the intellectual side of things. It used to be that it was anyone under 70 IQ, but then they found out that a lot of the ones that are now considered high functioning or less support, some of them have very high IQs, but they don't have the common sense necessarily. It might be dangerous for them to cross the road on their own because they're not going to look. They're so busy thinking about everything else.
They're not that focused
Yes.
to look both ways and then cross. Like the people that's on their cell phones.
Yeah.
No, I just had to throw that in because we have people
Yes.
walking in water fountains looking at their cell phones.
Yeah.
Well, what we're going to do is go to our final break to our sponsors, and we'll be right back. We'll be right back after a word from some of our sponsors.
Columbus Pediatrics GA, working together to build lifelong relationships between our staff and patients by consistently providing compassion, excellence, and value with 2 locations. The Old Town office at 3580 Massey Lane, Suite F, 706-596-8667. The Midtown office, 1900 11th Avenue, Suite A, 706-323-3400, ColumbusPediatricsGA.com. Barbara's Cleaning Service, a 5-star commercial service with satisfied customers in Georgia and South Carolina, built on the principle that every detail matters. Barbara's Cleaning Service, a new season building a family legacy. The Miley Agency, Gerald Miley and his team can assist you in every aspect of your insurance needs. Call today for your free quote at 706-996-2045 or visit themiley.agency.com. New Horizons Behavioral Health, building better lives in the Chattahoochee Valley, providing services to persons with mental illness, developmental disabilities, and addictive diseases. Located in the Health and Human Services Building, 2100 Comer Avenue, Columbus, or call 706-596-5500.
And welcome back to Straightforward. I always enjoy my visit with Diane Pope, who has worked so very hard over the decades, not just advocating for her amazing son, Gary, but for all of the families that have children, young adults on the autism spectrum. Now, you may go to the Autism Hope website and give a donation because Diane works for free. Who can keep working for free for decades? And I know her husband is sick of this because he is bankrolling everything. And so we need people to step up. If your family, your child, your friends have benefited from Diane's work over the years, or if you just have extra money you want to donate for a worthy cause, Autism Hope is the place to do it. So,
Thank you. Thank you for that.
Oh, no. Well, you do. And you're constantly out there trying to help people to help their children with no strings attached. And that really speaks to who you are, not just as a mother, but, you know, as a community advocate. But you were saying to me in the break that the all of these, the diagnostics have changed. And now, once upon a time, if we had IQ low, now if the IQ is high, it could block a person on the spectrum from getting services.
Yeah.
So then they have to, some other exceptionality has to be identified to continue the services.
Right.
That's a catch-22.
So, for example, there's such thing as a Medicaid waiver that pays for home and community help.
Home and community help.
Yeah.
So that means the people come to your house or they can go to a facility?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So to get that in the state of Georgia, I think Alabama's the same too, you would have to have an IQ of under 70.
You'd have to have
70 or under.
IQ of 70 or under to get the Medicaid waiver for home and community assistance.
Yeah. Unless you can prove that your higher IQ, that you still have certain, if you like, deficits that you need help with.
Other exceptionalities.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
See, it requires an expert like you who was a mom that fought the battle to even understand that. Because a mom that this is not her area of work wouldn't know to fight that battle like that. They would easily give up. If they received a letter in the mail, I mean, I was an old social worker. If I received a letter like that in the mail, I'd be like, okay, see this, and just push it to the side.
Right.
But you're saying then they would need to look at other identifiers in terms of exceptionality to continue those services.
Not to even get them in the first place, which is very hard. Right now in Georgia, there's 8,000 people on the wait list.
8,000?
Yes.
So is it because of budget cuts, or?
It's because they never allocate enough money for it, and they have no plan of how to reduce the numbers. It's just ridiculous.
Okay, and so that means we need advocates like yourself teaching at the state level for the elected officials, because people are not as informed as they think they are. And I have sat with you many times over the years, and I thank you so much for supporting us. And whenever I call you, you stand up, and that's why I tell everybody about you, like you can save the world. But no, you really know, because you walked the walk as a mother. You lived it. And so, it's second nature to you. But we got to have advocates on the front line teaching those that decide where the money will go, so they can know what they should be doing. No, because we have people with dual diagnosis in these courts.
Yes.
In the accountability courts. And we have spoken about that. If they got a dual diagnosis, if we fix their alcohol abuse, but we've never addressed them being on the autism spectrum, like you said, with the kids, they acting out.
Right.
We don't know. So we need to fix everything that we can fix.
Well, so right now, the DBHDD, the department that handles the money, if you like.
That's the Georgia Department of Behavior and Developmental Disabilities.
Yes.
Okay.
So much more money is channeled into mental health than is developmental disabilities. It's a huge gap.
Is it?
Yes, huge. For example, they will help them get housing, furniture for the apartment, and
for the mental health.
Yes,
but not
for the DD. They can't even get housing.
Okay, and the DD is developmental disabilities,
yes,
which is different from the mental health disability.
Yes.
Okay. See, some of us think everything is in the same pot.
No.
It is not the same pot.
No.
Okay.
And the money definitely isn't the same.
Okay. And that's why we need to teach, educate, and inform the people that are the deciders, the decision makers, what they need to know.
Right.
Because a lot of them don't know. I can promise you they don't.
Well, they think they do. They think they understand it, but they don't understand the sheer numbers of autism and also Down syndrome and cerebral palsy, the other developmental disabilities. Most of them, of course, are autism because the numbers are so huge.
And the numbers are huge.
Yes.
And you've seen that grow from with the time your child, which you challenged the people at Auburn University.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because you was like, no, 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 you might be, but I'm the mother, I know.
Right.
And you stood on that. And that's how you were able to help him navigate, and then you've helped other families as well.
Well, but to do it, I had to learn. I had to read all those books.
Self-taught.
Before computers.
You couldn't Google it. You had to really read. Yes, you had to read the books.
And so that was how I started helping other families, because I knew the stuff that they didn't.
Right. You had already walked the walk.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so tell people how they can find you. I just really need more people to invite you to speak. I know you with the Mayor's Commission on with disabilities.
Yeah.
I know that you host and you interact with the people you share the office space with.
Access to independence.
Access to independence. You interface with the Down syndrome people, but just the general public. For all of these community groups and organizations that work with children that say that they're mentors, those crime prevention programs, they need to be inviting you to speak so you can help them to understand more. And then sometimes we can give her a speaking stipend. So
Thank you, Gloria.
we have to have a speaking stipend sometimes so we can pay for the gas and everything to get there. So tell people how they can find you.
Okay, so our website is autismhopecenter.com, and there's a donate button on there if you would like to donate. Also, most of the time, our current activities are on there, providing we're able to update. And also, always on Facebook, it's completely up to date on there. So it's Facebook/Autism Hope Center.
All right. And Diane Pope is ready, willing, and able to help you navigate and to move forward. Well, I thank you so much, and hopefully some people will go to the website, or if they can't give this year, maybe when they get to the end of the year, the big corporations, they can put you in for their giving for next year.
And I want to thank you for always being such a wonderful supporter.
Oh, absolutely. I believe in what you do. If I win the lottery, I got you. But I got to buy a ticket first. All right, we'll do this again.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.
This has been straightforward. If you don't stand for something, you will fall for anything. Until next time, be blessed.
What up, world? What's up, Columbus? Be sure to tune in every Sunday, Straightforward with Gloria Strode, right here on NBC 38.